Greetings, this is Fallon Hart. I am a 35-year-old man. I am an older millennial. And I think the Zoomer culture is pretty fucking cool. I like a lot of the lingo, I like a lot of the fashion, and I like the kind of shit that they watch. I was skeptical about Skibidi Toilet. In fact, I've used it as a pejorative a few times. But I've actually sat down and watched the entirety of Skibidi Toilet. And this might piss off a lot of people. It's this generation's Dragon Ball. Really, it is this generation's Dragon Ball. The whole thing is just power level after power level after power level, and things get crazier, and alliances form and break apart, you know, and new forms happen, and powerful forms on top of powerful forms, and it's actually pretty fucking good. No word of a lie. Skibidi Toilet is actually pretty fucking good. I mean, shit, we watched some weird shit when we were younger as well. Salad Fingers, still fun. Charlie the Unicorn, still fucking fun. Like, we used to, I mean, badger, mushroom, you know, or the one nobody remembers. Narwhals, sitting in the ocean, causing a commotion, cause they are so awesome. We watched some dumb shit. The brain rot isn't new to Zoomers. We've all done this shit. We've all engaged in this shit. And I find it kind of funny how my generation has got to the point where we're starting to be fucking grumpy old boomers. Yeah, me complaining about people being grumpy. I know, weird, right? But so many millennials have just become knocky fucking boomers. We're blaming this generation for a shortened attention span. Really? Really? This started years ago, mate. This started years ago. I'm sorry. You know, and whilst this is a thing, and it is something that's getting worse, I would say millennials are the first ones to kind of do this, because we're the ones that become addicted to these fucking things. You know, I avoided this for a long time. This is the third smartphone I've ever had in my life, and the first one was practically pushed on me by my mother. And yeah, I rely on them a lot. The whole attention span thing seems to have come from shorts, essentially, TikTok, so on and so forth. And I'm just gonna go out on a limb. I fucking love shorts. I think they're great. Shorts have actually benefited my life in some ways, right? They've introduced me to some pretty fucking amazing shows. Like, I've got one open out right here. The Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows. It came out very recently. It's still airing. Really fucking good anime. It also introduced me to a show that not even a massive comic book, like, friend of mine, like, he fucking loves his comic book shit, right? He never heard of it. He didn't hear of it. It was called Creature Commandos. Fucking amazing show. I watched it myself. I binged the whole thing one night. It was fantastic. And then I showed it to my friends and they loved it. Creature Commandos is like the best fucking, is it Marvel or DC? I'm not a comic book guy. I think it's DC. It's like, it's the best fucking comic book shit I've seen in years. It's legit really fucking good. Watch it if you haven't heard it. How did I find out about it? Random YouTube short. Same thing for The Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows. Brilliant new anime. I'm enjoying it. Is it the greatest thing ever? No. But it's good. I like it. It's basically redo of Healer if it wasn't, like, if it wasn't fucking psychotic, right? And I like redo of Healer, so it's just a wholesome version of that, basically. And it's also introduced me to some great fucking recipes. There's this one, like, healthy quiche that you can make. I have taken to using these. Sweet potato wraps, gluten-free, because I've got a gluten sensitivity. I'm not allergic, I can have it. It just bogs me down and gives me the symptoms of depression, essentially. It makes me lethargic if I have too much of it. My body struggles to process it, so if I can avoid it. And all it is like spinach, cottage cheese, tomatoes, and eggs, right? Different people add different things. Some people add Parmesan cheese and feta cheese, which I think is a bit too much cheese. So I just use the cottage cheese because I actually love cottage cheese. It's great. A lot of people hate it. I get it. But I love it. It's great. But I've done it with mushrooms. I've done it with onions. I've done it with peas. Fantastic. It's become my new food obsession. It is super fucking easy to make. All the tutorials do it in just a pan. I do it, I mix it all in a bowl first. I put the wrap in a baking tray, and then I pour all the mixture in, give it a bit of a stir, make sure it's nice and even, then push it in the oven, right? I do it my own little way, but it comes out the same. It's beautiful. I made it again recently when I had to, I went to a friend's house, and we spent the weekend there with a few of my friends, played some Mario Party, and I pretended to be a tsundere and hating every moment of it, but I actually had a laugh. But no, like, super easy to quick meal. I did it the night before. It took me about 40 minutes in total to cook. And then I took it out, wait for it to cool, put it in the fridge, took it out the next day, cut it up into chunks, and took it with me. It's brilliant. It's great. A lot of nutrients in that, and it's much healthier than having a quiche. Brilliant. How did I find out about this? Random YouTube short, right? There's also some random YouTubers I've found, such as Dylan Hollis. I got fucking addicted to his videos a little while ago. I have watched like nearly every single one of them, and he has a lot. Really, really, really funny and charming guy. I love his, like, the channel little jokes, like, Eggies and Nilla. Like, he's so fucking cute. He's so just endearing. I love him. He's great. I will probably never make anything he cooks because he bakes. So it's all, like, butter and sugar and shit like that. So it's, like, nothing I will probably ever make. But I just love his personality. He's so endearing to watch. He's so funny. He's got so much energy. He's brilliant. I love him. I'll link his stuff down below, as well as the video I watched for that quiche. It's YouTube shorts are great. Like, yeah, you get some brain rot, and there are some things and trends that pop up. Like, right now, there's this song going around, like that, pretty little flowers, I see the bluebirds, and it's like every other fucking short, and it's starting to get to the point where it's like, I'm being, like, audibly waterboarded. I'm getting PTSD by hearing this fucking song at this point. It's everywhere. But no, like, legitimately, there are some amazing shorts out there. I've learned recipes from them. I've found out about new shows. Did I just become Canadian? I found out about some new shows. I found out about some new shows. You know, I've just watched some funny shit. They're good. They're good. It's the important information condensed down. You know, like, if you've ever read a recipe in a book, and you buy, like, a recipe book, like a cookbook, and you've got your recipes, and it feels like they go out of their way to use every single condiment in existence. You know, like, they want to be special, they want to be unique, so they just throw everything in there. You have to go to, like, a shop specifically for this one meal. You have to buy all kinds of random shite that you'll never use again, right? It's that kind of thing when you go for a cookbook. It's like, so when I go for a cookbook, I'm like, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. I'll substitute that for something else. Like, that's what I do, because it's just like, why the fuck would I buy this shit that I'll never buy otherwise, right? You know, and it's the same thing when you look at an article on, like, you look at a recipe on an article. You're like, okay, cool. All I want to know is what temperature I need and how long I need to cook this for. Okay. Back when I was a child, I used to spend my entire summers around at Grandma's house. It was an amazing experience. She used to cook the best meals. Okay, skip. One day, Grandma died, and she... Okay, that's when I decided to take up a straw... Okay, here's the recipe. You know, and it's just like, we're not here for your backstory. None of us fucking care. Just tell us the information we want to find, right? And even YouTube videos. As you're watching a YouTube video, you're either watching someone like me that just rambles and rambles and rambles and rambles and rambles, or you're watching someone who's like, welcome to Nature Box, or Raycon, or Raid Shadow Legends, or Ground News, and it's just like, I've heard this advertisement like 15 fucking times within the last hour, just get on with it! You know, and it's just, I don't have ADHD, by the way, I've just stopped moving, and I've got coffee, and I'm a bit at the moment, but it's just like, the shorts cut out the bullshit, because you've got a very limited amount of time. A very limited amount of time. So what you've got to do is you've got to get the hook that will drive the algorithm to recommend your video, and you've also got to have all the information out. So it cuts out the bullshit, right? So the reason why I've looked into these shows that I found out through this thing is because they've shown a really cool bit of the show, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch this. Go down to the comments because they won't have it in the video. Yeah, the show is called The Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows. Like, thank you, commenter. I will go and look at that right now, right? It's great. I found so many cool stuff. I found good recipes, good shows, funny memes, like, even photography tricks. There's a guy I found that, like, takes pictures of people under dogs while they're out and about. And it's just cool. It's just, there's so much cool shit condensed down to the most important information. I think shorts are good. I do. I just think shorts are good. Put it like this. We've got to the point where the internet has become so fucking normal that advertisements are on it all the fucking time. Like, advertisements are in fucking escapable. There used to be... The first time I actually don't use AdBlock anymore, but the first time I used AdBlock was because I would go on a website and I would have advertisements fucking screaming at me. And I'd find them, I'd mute them. And then after the advertisement finished playing, it would restart. And when it restarted, it unmuted itself. This shit was on wiki pages, it was on YouTube, it was all over the show. Audio adverts that would scream at you and then reset if you muted them. That's when I installed it, right? A long time ago. And advertisements have only just become worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I'm pretty much sure every single one of us that watches YouTube can recite the Raid Shadow Legends advert verbatim. We've heard it because the script is so strict. Every single YouTuber will take about 5 minutes going about the arena and their favorite part. And if you join now, you'll get this hero and all this kind of thing. We know. We've heard it. We've heard it. We've heard it, right? Thankfully, it takes about just over 5-6 minutes, so you can just skip all that and get to the good bit. Ground News. Ground News is a website that I legitimately use. Ground News is good. I'm sick of fucking hearing about it, right? Raycon. Raycon is another one of these things where it's like, it's good, but you're paying a premium. Its quality is not worth what you're paying, right? It's just got a bunch of YouTubers backing it and a good marketing budget, right? You can get better elsewhere for a cheaper price. They're not bad, but there's better for cheaper. You know what I mean? So it's just... We're all sick of the adverts, right? We're all sick of the adverts. We're all sick of the fluff. We're all sick of being told to go to Patreon. We're all sick of being told this. Here are my other websites. We just want it. We click on the video and we just want the information. That's it. It's not about attention span. It's about not wanting your entire life story when I'm looking for a recipe. It's about not wanting, like, a bunch of different things or drama when I'm just trying to find this one bit of information. And the shorts force the cut of the chaff. They force it. Because you cannot upload a short that's longer than so long, right? You have to condense it down. So you have to condense it to the most important things. And I think that's good. Like, I often use shorts when I'm expected to need to jump up soon and I'm waiting on something. Like, I'm waiting for someone, so I'm expected to just drop everything at some point when they arrive, or I'm on the toilet, or I'm just waiting a few minutes for something, right? Just shove on my phone, go on YouTube, go on shorts, scroll a bit, right? I'm not sat there all day doing this. I'm not doing that. Because, yeah, you will waste your life away doing that, right? I'm not doing that. I use it in random things when I've either got to get up quick or I'm going to be putting my phone away just to give me a little bit of entertainment. And I found good shit. I have found good shit through doing this. I found a lot of brain rot. I found some crap. And the algorithm is a bit too easy to influence. Like, you'll one random video will just show up out of nowhere as you're scrolling. One random video. And it won't be anything you're really interested in watching. But because it shows up again and again and again and again. And the more it shows up, the more it shows up. The more it shows up, the more it shows up. You know what I mean? And you can't exactly control what short you want to see. So the only way around it is, I hope, to either downvote it or just scroll past and not watch it. And I'm hoping that gets rid of it. Because, yeah, the algorithm does twist every now and again, and I'll just get the same shite. Because I'll tell you one thing I can't stand. I hate those videos with, like, the AI voice where they tell a story about an animal, and they just use a bunch of stock footage. So say that the story's about a crocodile, right? It'll be a bunch of random stock footage of not just crocodiles, but alligators and monitor lizards and, like, Komodo dragons and bearded dragons. And it's just, as someone who knows about, like, even basic shit about animals, they are infuriating because they're one of these things where when they show up, I know this is just impassionate bullshit being made for the algorithm and easy clicks. That's what it is. It's very, very cynical bullshit. So I hate that shit. You know, there's the things that used to show up on Facebook all the time. That guy in some, I don't know what country, that, like, puts animals in a hole and then fills it with water and then is amazed when they come out. You know, that abusive shit that I reported to Facebook countless many times and they never did anything about it? I reported... There's this one with a monkey, for example. There's a monkey in a tree that has been put in a tree, like a baby monkey, and he's hitting the thing with an axe, pretending to rescue it, and it's screaming because it's terrified of being attacked. And I reported that to Facebook as animal abuse. They told me it wasn't. Meanwhile, I got banned all the fucking time on that website for the slightest thing. I'm not on it anymore. I left because I couldn't have free speech, but they will do nothing about animal abuse videos whatsoever. So it's like, fuck you. So you get some of that shit every now and again, but thankfully it doesn't seem to be popping up as much anymore. But I like shots. You know, I do think that my generation, they are starting to become boomers in our mentality. We're starting to look down on the youth and just go, oh, you're a bunch of idiots. Oh, you're running your brain. It's just, yeah, the kind of shit boomers were telling us about the internet. The kind of shit boomers were telling us about fucking, the music we were listening to, video games, and then the internet. And what do? They just sit there watching television all the time. And their parents told them that television would rot their brain. And what did they do? Oh, they were reading all the time. And at one point, reading would rot your brain. It's almost as if none of this shit is true, but also kind of true at the same time. If you do one thing, and you do it, and you do it, and you do it, and you don't have any life, if you just sit there all day and play video games, listening to music, watching television, or reading, and you do nothing else, then yeah, your brain is gonna fucking rot. But just, some of this shit's fine. I like music. I never watch television, but I like watching things on the internet that would have otherwise been on television. It's like, you know, I like books. My brain's not rotten. You know, it's the same generational bullshit. It's like The Simpsons. You know that one line in The Simpsons? It's like, I used to be rad and with it, but then what was it? Used to be cool and with it, then what I was with wasn't cool, and what it is was like, what is cool was strange and weird to me, or something like that. And he's like, it'll happen to you. And Homer's like, no way, man! And then, yeah, it will. What you think is cool will eventually be old fogey bullshit, right? And some people are like, oh, no, I don't like that. Look, I'm not the kind of person to just embrace anything new, right? A lot of people get at me all the time and say, oh, you just don't like change. You don't just like change. And it's like, no, it's not that I don't like change. I just don't believe that new equals good. Just because something is new doesn't mean it's better, right? It doesn't mean it's better. But by that same token, just because something is old or traditional doesn't mean it's better either. Some things are good, some things are bad, and you judge them accordingly. A lot of things that are brought in as new, because it's new, I see all the problems with it. So I'm gonna nitpick, I'm gonna complain, I'm gonna criticize. But honestly, a lot of the Zoomer shit's fine. Like, and I'm actually really excited about where we're going to go in the future, because the thing is, Zoomers have grown up on the internet. They have been exposed to multiple generations of media. Music, television, fashion, all sorts. And this has been reflected in what they're into. Their fashion and their music, trends are heavily inspired by stuff from the past. Stuff before even I was born. New stuff mixed with old stuff. That's really cool, and I'm looking forward to when they get to around my age and they're starting to make their own music and produce their own shit, because it's going to have influence from a variety of eras. Before the internet, most of us were influenced by the generation before us. So, as someone that was born in 1990, most of what influenced me was 80s and 90s stuff. Now, because of the internet, where everything from like most of history is there, these Zoomers are influenced by all sorts. We've got like electro swing, we've got funk, we've got synthwave, which I fucking love, and all kinds of these different genres of music that's taken old, mixing in with the new, and creating something kind of special. I think it's cool, and I'm looking forward to what the creatives of this generation are gonna do in the future. Again, like, I'm not the kind of person to just like something because it's new or like something because it's old. I will accept new things if I see promise in them, and I will discredit new things if I think it's just new for the sake of being new, and new basically means lower quality, because let's be honest, that happens. Look at the modern game industry. What does that mean? Modern. Ooh, new, fresh. Yeah, more bullshit. You know, the best games come out from the indie crowd that are more like how gaming used to be, you know, with passion projects and making games that they want to play without all the microtransactions and DLCs and day one patches and all that bullshit, right? Like it used to be. So new doesn't equal good, but no, seriously, in defense of Zoomers, like, it's not all good. Some of it's brain rot, and they'll admit it themselves, but some of it's good, dude. Because, like, I've said this before, our generation are becoming boomers in our mentality. Ooh, the kids today, their brain is rotting. Yeah, just like what the Gen Xers used to say to us, just like what the boomers used to say to the Gen Xers, and so on and so forth. Like, I'm sorry, but no. No. Eventually, you're going to see yourself becoming an old fart. And the irony is, for most of my life, I've been a grumpy old git. Even in my teenage years, I've become a grumpy old git. But I've hit the point where I'm like, I'm not as grumpy as some of these other fucking millennials. Like, I like playing a tsundere in my friend group. It's become a bit of a joke with me at this point, where it's like, I like pretending that, like, again, I played Mario Party with the guys on the weekend. It was the second time I've ever played that. And I remember sitting here, I fucking hate this game, you know, one of them's playing a troll, and I'm looking at him like, fuck you. You know, I'm pretending to be an narky old git, but they all know me. They all know I'm taking the piss. You know, and I like pretending to be a grumpy old git, and I am a grumpy old git, legitimately at times, but when it comes to things like this, I'm just like, people are just going along with their crowd. They're not thinking for themselves, and this is the thing that I've kept preaching for years. Fucking think for yourself. Don't stop just following along with the crowd. I don't give a shit if literally everyone in my life disagrees with me on something, right? If I think I'm right, I'm fucking right. I don't care if I'm the only one that thinks I'm right. I'm fucking right. Right? I've never been the type to just go with the crowd. I've never been the type to go out of my way to fit in with the society around me or the circle I'm around, right? And the fact is, I'm in one social group at the moment in which I am doing that. And it's a social group in which I'm thinking, you know what? I might as well... I like these people, but I can't be myself around these people out of fear of being dogpiled. So it might be a good idea for me to back out of this. I'm going to see how it goes. Eventually, I might back out of it. But it's like, I've never been the kind of person to just go with the crowd, right? That's the one instance where I think I am doing that. And it's making me uncomfortable. I don't want to just go with the crowd. I want to be myself. And if people can't handle myself, then fair enough. I'll find people who can. And I have. And I don't know, like, the shorts are fine. And TikTok is made pretty much entirely of shorts. And what is TikTok? TikTok reminds me of, do you remember YouTube back in the day? A lot of you won't remember this. YouTube back in the day used to have a YouTube response section where you could make a response in her response to a YouTube video, and your response would appear underneath that video. It was eventually removed because it was used by a lot of bots and spammers to advertise bullshit, right? But at one point in history, back when YouTube was just a bunch of people sharing their ideas, because the idea of talking to people from across the planet was really novel and cool and unique. Like, really fucking cool. It's standard now, but for our generation, that was kind of like a new thing, really, right? So YouTube was this fresh new idea that a lot of people were jumping on just because it was exciting. It was interesting. Talking to people from different parts of the world. Sharing ideas just for the sake of it. Do you know, like I do? I'm not on here to make money. I never want this channel to become big. The moment this channel becomes big, I'm going to be overwhelmed and I'm probably going to stop posting on it, right? Thankfully, I release trash, so that's never going to happen. But YouTube just used to be that. And you used to be able to respond, a video response, underneath one of the other videos. What's TikTok? On TikTok, you have this long line of things. Like, I'm not on TikTok. I've never been on TikTok. But instead of just going, oh, TikTok's a load of crap, I've actually paid attention. And one cool thing about TikTok is somebody will upload something, and then someone else can take that and add to it. And then you get these really fun, like, compilation videos, or videos that grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. There's that, one of the older ones I saw was, it was a song, and this girl, like, hurt herself, and she fell over. And as she made, like, a sound, like a sound of pain as she was falling over. And somebody took that, and they mixed a song to it, and then somebody else took that, and they added, like, their own musical instrument, and another person added their own musical instrument. So this one thing grew and grew and grew. It's a meme, essentially. And you see it step by step as this TikTok video adds more different participants into it. I personally think that's really cool. And I like the shorts idea, so I can see why people use TikTok. I can. I get it. I also get how it could be highly fucking addictive to just do this all day. I play some gacha games, right? The only one I'm playing at the moment is Endless Zone Zero. It's a gacha game. You know, you never know what you're going to get, essentially. It's a roll. And that's kind of what this is. It's addictive because, ooh, what am I going to get next? Ooh, what am I going to get next? It's like a gachapan. You're opening it up and you don't know what you're going to get. That surprise is what's so addictive. And you keep doing it, and the more you engage with it and interact in certain ways, the more it learns, oh, this is what you like. So it starts to give you more of that. And it learns you. And I've been on YouTube for so long now that YouTube knows what I want to watch. I want to watch video game stuff. I want to watch cute animals. I want to watch politics. I want to watch, like, prehistoric history. I want to watch documentary stuff. I want to watch memes. Have I mentioned cute animals? I think I have. Maybe some furry stuff or some anime stuff on the side. VTubers. Like, YouTube knows what I like. And it's going to give me that. So, it's going to tell me about things, right? Healthy food is like, and different alternatives of, like, how to have things that are a little bit better for you. That's what I want to watch. That's what it gives me. And I think that's really fucking cool. But yeah, this is just... I've made a few videos like this over the years where I've just been like... I did it with fidget spinners a few years ago. Like, remember when fidget spinners were all the craze? I did this whole video called In Defense of Fidget Spinners. And all it was my old ass going through memory lane as I was talking about all the dumb shit that I used to buy. Like the whole Wiggler toys. I think I have one of them around here, actually. Let me have a look. Is it still there? Yeah, I've got one. Yeah, look at this. I've still got one. This is the kind of shit that I used to play with. It's just a bit of tat with some googly eyes. And you'd attach a string to the nose. And you'd, like, manipulate the string with your fingers and make it just, like, you know, go through your fingertips and whatnot. I used to love these fucking things. I was conned as a kid. This is basic shit. This is as basic as it fucking comes. And I think they're like £3 or something like that. Complete rip-off. But you know what? I fucking love them. I had them in so many goddamn colours, and I'm happy that they still make them today. I used to love these fucking things. That's why I've still got one. You know, is it stupid? Yeah, but you know what this is? With the string, doing this, you know, moving the string along. I've not got it on the string, but as moving it along, it's a fucking fidget. This is the kind of things that kids these days call fidget toys. I've got more of them down here. Here's a particular popular one, the fucking cube. I like the light. I'm autistic. I like the whole fidget idea. Just something you keep in your pocket to kind of like keep your brain occupied. Like, it's a fidget toy. And that's exactly what the fidget spinner was. It was a fidget that became really fucking popular. And the fact that we had people, like, shitting all over it because it was the newest trend is dumb. It's dumb as shit. We as kids like dumb shit. We've always liked dumb shit. It's always been a thing. Always. We like dumb shit. And most of us, as we get older, stop appreciating it. And then you get some weirdos like me that remain a child at heart their entire life and like this dumb shit. Right? Remember this dumb shit fondly. Yeah, this is a load of tat. But you know what? I've got a lot of good memories around this shit. And it'll be the same thing with kids with the fidget spinners. You know, and it was cool. I was never really into it, but it was cool. What did people do? They took fidget spinners, and then people did, like, different crazy things. They customize it. They use different materials, messed around with different shapes. What happens whenever something simple becomes a fad? People try and, like, be unique and do different things with it. And that's when the creativity starts sparking. It's just... And I made that video several years ago now with the whole in defense of fidget spinners. And all it was is, yet again, the newer generations getting into something, it becoming really popular, and the older generations going, oh, it's a load of fucking bullshit. Yeah, they should do things like I like to do. That's the only way, otherwise they're going to rot their brains. It's like, fuck off. Grow up. I swear to God, the people who are the least mature in this world are the people who so desperately want to appear mature. The most mature thing in the world is not to give a fuck. I like my plushies. There's a big-ass fucking weighted dragon I've got back here. It was a recent Kickstarter. I've got fucking Eevee shit down here. Here's another one of those weighted fucking... like, plushies. I like dumb shit, and I'm never gonna fucking apologize for this. I've just dropped a pen. I'm never gonna fucking apologize for this. And I think that's the mature mentality to have. Like what you like, and if people think it's childish, then feel sorry for them, because they've allowed themselves to be turned into just a fucking adult tool. That's it. If you lose touch with your, like, child inside, you just become a sad person. Like, the biggest thing is, as you get older, you are pressured to drop every single thing that's fun. And you wonder why people get addicted to, like, alcohol, drugs, or sex. Because that's the only thing adults are allowed to fucking do. It's just like, nah, I'm sorry. I'd rather enjoy my, like, pumpkin spice latte. You know, I'd rather spend stupid money on, like, Kickstarters that make weighted plushies. You know, I'd rather find new fucking, like, healthy recipes via shorts. I'd rather watch a new show. I'd rather get into dumb shit. Yeah, I don't care. Like, this is the kind of thing where people say autism is a superpower, because autism essentially makes it so you're not going to do something just because society tells you to. Like, autistic people tend to be very, very stubborn. And stubborn is a neutral thing. When it's viewed in a positive light, it's called tenacity. Tenacious. You know, viewed in a negative light, it's typically called stubborn. But it's the same thing, right? You're gonna stick with what you think, regardless. If you see no sense in following a trend or an accepted rule just because, then you're not going to do it, right? But no, this whole thing is basically about just, I like the shorts. I think they're useful. I get why people like TikTok. I like the Zoomer culture. I think the Zoomer shit, what they've got going on right now, is cool. Like, what really was the fashion trend when I was in school? Or college. Like, by the time I was in college, it was, emo. Or university, depending on where you're from. It was emo. Emo was the big thing. Not long after I left, Scene Kids came in, right? There was one. Look at the Zoomers now. Look at the variety of different style trends they have going on, and the variety of different history, things that they've got. Like, they're pulling from different periods of history. It's cool. The big Zoomer thing is individuality, and we're seeing this in the gender thing, and I'm not going to get into the whole hullabaloo with that. I have my issues with the whole, like, mixing in the LGBT and, like, various gender and identity stuff. Like, I think you can explore that in ways that aren't so self-destructive. But that's all I'll say on that. I've done other videos and that kind of thing before. But that's the big Zoomer thing. It's self-expression, right? And there's a variety of way of doing that. Whereas prior generations, you were not like the other girls by being exactly like the other girls, right? There was typically like two fashions going on. There was the popular fashion, and then there was the sub or the alternative fashion. For me, alternative. Like, I was a goth at one point. I'm more of a metalhead now. These days, I dress more like a dad. Sometimes I look more like a skater in my dress sense. But I like goth. I like goth. I like punk. I like heavy metal. I have grown to appreciate emo in its absence. When emo was a thing, I didn't like it because it felt like it felt like a dilution of goth or punk. So I wasn't really a fan of it. But now that it's not the main thing, I am very nostalgic about emo. I look back at it fondly. I like the alternative stuff, but that's kind of all it's been. There's been the mainstream fashion and then the alternative fashion. But from what I can tell from the Zoomers, there's like a variety of styles now. There's not just one or two. There's like, I think streetwear is one of them. I don't know the names of all of them, but it's really cool. Some of it's inspired by styles from history. Some of it's been inspired by anime. And it's just cool, the variety they have. Yeah, no cap. That's cringe as fuck me using that. But seriously, like, yeah, no cap. I'm being 100% serious. This stuff is cool. I like their lingo. I've watched a lot of like the Zoomer lingo brain rot videos enough where I've actually grown to like it. Again, like Skibbity Toilet, I used to take the piss out of it until I actually watched it. I'm like, you know what? This is kind of neat. You know? So, I don't know, like, I think a lot of people of my generation just need to give a lot of this stuff a chance, rather than just... Because what you're doing is you're becoming your parents. Right? Now, I am like my mother in a crazy amount of ways. Crazy amount of ways. One of them, for example, I'm doing right now. This is fucking freezing cold at this point. My mother would leave her drink... She never drank coffee, she drank tea, but she would leave her drink until it was like... freezing cold. Then she'd drink it. She'd never drink it hot. I'm the same way. Like, a cup of tea or a cup of coffee for me will last hours. And then I'll eventually drink it. But it's freezing fucking cold at this point. I've got so many little traits of my mother, it's crazy. I am her in a lot of ways. But I love and respect my mother a great deal, so I'm kind of happy that I've become a lot like her. Because I like a lot of her traits. I admire a lot of her traits. So that doesn't bother me. But we're becoming... A lot of my generation are becoming their parents, or like examples of the older generation where we used to complain about them because they never understood us. They always judged us because we weren't like them. And I see it now. I do see it now. You know, and the amount of times I've spoken to like a boomer and they've told me about their... Not their daughter, but like their grandchildren. And I know exactly what their grandchildren are talking about more than they do, which might be a bit sad, but it's just like, yeah, I like Zoomers, dude. I think it's cool. It is common, though, I think, for millennials to get on with Zoomers more than any other generation, because I think, obviously, we're the generation prior, we have more in common. But no, it is, I am seeing a lot of it now, especially with the people who have become, conservative over the last few years. They've become like stereotypically conservative, where not only have they become conservative because they don't like how far the left has gone, which I agree. They've become like stereotypically conservative. Like a lot of them are pushing religion now and traditional family values, and they've also completely lost like their childhood sense of joy. Like, they've lost their child inside completely. They are so determined to be serious and to be taken seriously and to be seen as mature. They have just completely lost their child inside. They've completely lost their sense of joy. All they can go on about is fucking tradition and responsibility and being a man and all this kind of thing. And it's just like, I think these people need to grow up, personally. But yeah, this is one of my usual rambly videos where I go on and make my point and then continue to repeat my point over and over and over and over again, like Mojo Jojo. I have shit to do. Anyway, I have shit to do, so I'm going to start getting shit done. If you watched this whole last thing, thank you very much. I will link some of the videos down below. I will link Dylan Hollis, his channel, because seriously, watch some of his shorts. The guy is beautiful. I love him. He's so fucking charming. He's so funny. He's so adorable. He's great. I'll also leave the video down below for the quiche that I've been making. You don't have to do it exactly like they do it. For example, they all kind of like mix it together in the pan, which seems stupid to me. I mix it in a bowl, then I pour it into the mold, essentially. That's how I do it, because it just seems to make more sense. I can actually properly mix properly rather than the fucking wrap getting in the way, or like possibly breaking the wrap by doing it the other way. So that's kind of how I do it. So I'll link those things down below. And yeah, like, shorts are cool, Zoomers are cool. I just... At one point, you know, I think we're getting too focused on the whole, oh, our attention span is being ruined. It's like, the shorts themselves aren't the problem. Just like TikTok itself isn't the problem. Or mobile phones aren't the problem. It is the addiction to these things that are the problem. Same thing for caffeine, right? I'm having coffee at the moment. Caffeine addiction is a real thing. Sugar addiction is a real thing. Alcohol addiction. Does that mean that it's bad to drink these things? To drink alcohol, to drink caffeine, to drink sugary things? If you do it too much, absolutely, but you're fine. Some of it, like a coffee, especially if you have it black, absolutely fine. In fact, it's fucking good for you. But, again, these things do not cause the problems. The problems stem from elsewhere, and then these things are used to cope with the cause. So, are these things the cause of problems? Not really, no. They're the catalyst for them. They're like, I don't know, like, the whole guns don't kill people, people kill people fucking argument, right? They make it easier to find a cope, an unhealthy cope, or find some unhealthy habit, but it doesn't mean that they are a cause of that thing, right? We need to get down to the root cause of these issues. For example, maybe kids being given these things too early on in life, and then grow to rely on it to the point where they've not been socialized properly or learn how to communicate properly outside of text. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist or anything like that. And there's definitely some merit with like removing phones from schools, so kids can't use them on the premises, so they actually fucking talk to each other. That's been in the news a few times recently, and I absolutely agree. I've said it a few times before. For as much as I've praised Zoomers and Zoomer culture and some modern tech stuff like shorts and things like that, for as much as I've praised that, I am grateful that I was born in a generation where I had a childhood without the internet, but the internet was introduced early enough in my life where I grew to learn it, rather than the boomers who really struggle because it's completely new to them. It's like an alien language, right? So I'm very grateful that I was born in the right time for that, where I had a childhood without this bullshit, but it was introduced early enough where it wasn't completely alien to me, and I kind of grew up with it, right? So yeah, like I do think it's a good thing, like removing phones in schools and whatnot, because nah, you don't need that shit, and it's just causing problems. And like, again, I'm grateful for when I got home from school. That was it. Spent time with family, spent time with local friends, played some video games, read a book about dinosaurs. That's pretty much what I did. But kids these days, they get home from school and right on social media, and they're still at school, and all that bullying continues. It's like, ooh, shit, that's bad. There's no escape, ever. No, I'm not a fan of that. But no, so I'm not ignoring some of the issues around these things, and the attention span thing definitely is a problem. And I think if a lot of us millennials as well are really honest with ourselves, we're guilty of it. I do think, like, it is very, very easy for me to put this down and forget about it, right? I've got a specific family member, one of the ones that might actually be watching this video if she's got this far into it. She has a nasty habit of calling me every single time she calls me. I've got this on charge so I don't hear it, right? It's very, very easy for me to put this down even outside the room and completely forget about it. Like, I'm not addicted to this thing. However, when I'm outside, it's a great way of keeping entertained. I've got all sorts on this shit. I can read, I can watch stuff, I can listen to music, I can look stuff up. There's a great amount of uses for this outside. So just because I'm outside using it on the bus doesn't mean that I'm addicted to it. Like, if it weren't... Before I had these things, I used to take books with me on the bus. You know, there's that great meme of being like, oh, back when we were children, we used to communicate. And then there's a picture of like a bunch of people sat around an area, all with their heads stuck in a newspaper. It's like... Nah, we've always been this way, mate. We've always been this way. This just makes it more... It just makes it more easy, more convenient to ignore people and be antisocial. But before I had a mobile phone, I took books with me. I read on the bus all the fucking time. I don't read as much anymore, unfortunately, but I read a lot when on public transport. I would always take a book with me. I still do it now every now and again, especially when I want to save battery on my phone. I'm going out with a few friends sometime this week, and I'll probably do the same thing. I'll probably take a book with me, just to keep me entertained. You know, if I'm ever separated or so on and so forth, or if the battery, like, to not risk the battery going on this by fucking around with it. I don't know, but I'll probably bring a book with me. But what was it? Yeah, we've always been this way, right? Like, before it was, you know, phones, it was newspapers, it was books, it was something other to keep us entertained rather than talking with other people, because we've always been this way. Always been this, but especially in the cities, we've always been this way. The phones aren't the cause of it, they've just made it worse. They've made it more convenient to be antisocial, right? But again, if you've not had a childhood where you have been social because you've been too busy on this tech stuff, then yeah, that causes problems, right? Yeah, I can't remember anything else I was saying there, so it doesn't fucking matter. I am gonna end this here. I hope you've enjoyed. Give this stuff a chance. Check out some shorts next time you're on the John. You know, you're not doing anything. You know, just check out some shorts next time you're on the John. See what you can find. You might get something that interests you. You might find something that leads you to something else, like a good new show or a good recipe you want to try, or a funny meme to share with friends and family. Give it a try. That's fine. Just don't sit there all day scrolling. That's a no-no. But every now and again, when you're not really doing anything, and it's a great way to just pick something up, shove something on. Let's end this video by shoving something on. Let's see what we got, huh? YouTube.
Okay, who's the hottest person you can think of?
Your mother.
Okay, Dad, Mom isn't here right now. You can be honest with me.
Your mother is a 10.
She's a 6 at best.
You take that back.
Dumb shit with animation. What we got next? Is this a glitch in a matrix? We've got cats. So again, we've got random audio clip with animation, and we've got cute cat videos. There we go. There's my shorts in a fucking nutshell. But just give it a go. It's fine. Like, you know, I watch so many of these things at this point, like, because I'll just bring my phone out when I'm waiting on a bus, or I'm not fucking doing much, or, you know, I'm waiting in line, and, like, you know, but don't get me wrong, I do talk to people. When I'm walking the dogs, I don't look at that shit. I'll talk to people. I'll talk to people when I'm in line in queues, or when I'm waiting for something. I'll just talk to random people. I do actually suffer from social anxiety, but it's a lot better than it used to be. Exposure therapy is a good thing. Options, you know, people are very, we don't do one thing all the fucking time, you know, sometimes I'm social, sometimes I just want to be like, you know what? Fuck everyone, I'm disconnecting. I did that yesterday. I usually go shopping on a Monday. I went on a Tuesday, like today, because I have been out all the fucking time recently, and I'm like, right, I need a day where I do nothing. I walk the dogs, do a bit of stuff for my dad, and then come back home, disconnect, and do fucking nothing. I ended up doing some housework, did some chores, cleaned up the place a little bit. I still need to sort out the oven, and playing some video games. And it was quiet. It was nice and dark because I had the curtains drawn. It was lovely. It's exactly what I needed. So now I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good because I've had a day which I've cut myself off completely, for the most part, and I've recharged. But yeah. Anyway, I am definitely ending this now. Bye. Fucking Christ.